Hello folks, welcome back. I'm just running some errands in the forever world before we get started today. I've got a few supplies to put away and organise. I'm not going to bother making a quest board for today because I've only got one thing I really want to do, and that is to build a tower. This comes partially from the suggestion board and partially because I think it's a really good idea, but I want a tower, something that is just going to dominate the structures in my little village and it's going to stand above everything else. Now this tower is going to be quite big, obviously it's a tower, but it's going to have quite a wide base as well. It's not just going to be a tall structure for the sake of being tall. I want to detail it, and for this I'm going to need a lot of stone, and in particular smooth stone. So I'm heading over to the village now with hopes of getting a silk touch book that I could put on my pickaxe. Something else I want to do is connect this village to my town with a road of some sorts, because it's only about 200 blocks between the two settlements, so I think it would be a useful addition. And say we had a horse or something that we could use to travel quickly between the structures, I think that would really help the world feel interconnected. Gotta farm the melons for some quick easy money. This farm has produced more than I could have ever hoped for. The chunks weren't loaded, so the farm hasn't actually produced all too much, but I'll take 9 emeralds over none. Okie dokie, with a little bit more money, I have this little pod over here for librarian villagers. Of course none of them are librarians yet, these are just placeholder jobs, but I'm going to start getting lecterns in and I'm going to start buying books. Silk Touch will be our first one. Unbreaking is useless to me right now, I have no use for that. I'm going to stop until I get either Silk Touch or Efficiency. Those are the two that I'm really in the market for. I'm still at this. I found a few half-decent books like Sharpness and, ooh, Mending. You know what, that's a very cheap price for Mending. I don't know if I can pass up on this, especially for that price. This is, like, really lucky. I don't know if I'll ever get this again. I might just need to take this and get a new librarian for Silk Touch. Well, there's no time like the present. I'm just going to buy the Mending book and we'll get Silk Touch another time. I can't pass up on this. Mending is way too useful. I can use this on armor, tools, pretty much everything moving forward. I'd kick myself if I got rid of that trade. I'm gonna need more money though if I want to buy any more enchanted books, so it's back to tending the farm for a little while. It's also just occurred to me that Silk Touch is more useful than I originally thought. If I can get Silk Touch on my axe, I can harvest these melons and make much more money off them. I need leather for a second lectern, but instead of going home where I've got a cow farm, I think I'm just going to hunt them in the wild. It also gives me a chance to explore my world, see if there's anything I've missed. Oh, speaking of things I've missed, well, not missed, but forgotten about, look over there, it's the acacia house that I built on episode 1. I told you we'd return to this one day, stumble across it in the wild when exploring. Ah, it looks just how I remember it, complete with the tidy wheat farm and white bed. Oh, this is nostalgic. I remember I mined some coal around here and killed a few sheep before heading off to where we set up. This is nice. It's like a trip down memory lane, even if it was just 3 or 4 episodes ago. Moving on, there were no cows around that house, so as nice as it was to rediscover the past, it doesn't really help me. Oh, I have found you, you poor unfortunate beasts. I have found you. Ah, the fruits of my labour at last. And who says genocide doesn't pay off? That's a joke, don't take that seriously. At long last, we can get back to the most exciting thing in Minecraft, breaking and placing a lectern over and over again. Alright, I've got a good feeling about this one. This one is definitely Silk Touch. Let's see. No, loyalty. Okay, worth a shot. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, that didn't take long at all. That took me only about 10 minutes. Okay, I'll take that. Not a bad price either. We can also buy bookshelves from this guy, which is useful. Perfect time too. Look, they're all going to bed. Finish the work day with some positive vibes. Thank you, villagers. I'll be buying more from you in the future. Enjoy your sleep. Okie dokie, welcome back. You didn't notice it, but there was a massive time skip between the last clip and this one, and that's because I have been very, very busy gathering up all the resources needed to build this tower. If you don't know what I mean I was putting that Silk Touch pickaxe to good use. I have been down in those mines mining stone for hours, it feels like. Maybe not hours, only about half an hour, but you know, time flies when you're having fun and whatnot. Time slows down when you're not. Ignore me, I'm yapping. I just need something to say while I dig out this path. The good thing about a long mining trip is you get more resources than you bargain for. I'm going to have andesite for a good long while before I run out. Also, this path is off-center and I don't know if I like that. That's going to really bother me. See, it's one off from matching up with the workshop door. I think I might just move it, to be honest with you. This is, yeah, I can't do this. My OCD will kill me. That's an easy fix. I'm just glad I spotted it before I started building the tower. That would be a nightmare. Alright, let's begin. I'm going to put this in a circular foundation, and I want the base to be quite big. I'm going to have the tower's main purpose be for an enchanting table. So inside the tower, it's going to have an enchanting room, and then at the very top, it's going to have a viewing platform also. If I've got enough space, I might add some more floors in as well, but I'm not going to do that right now. Today, I'm just focused on building up the actual outskirts of the tower. But of course, industrial expansion can't be done until the forests are all destroyed. And what better way to destroy the forests than with fire? I'm sorry if any climate activists out there were upset by that. Instead of being angry at me, you can go out there and hug a tree. Maybe that'll make you feel better. Now we can begin construction on the actual tower. I did tell you I had a lot of smooth stone. I wasn't exaggerating. I was mining for quite a little while. The sad thing is, I don't even know if this is going to be enough to finish the tower. I hope it will be, but you know, I've got my reservations. This thing is quite big. I hope nobody thought I was actually going to build this out of granite, because I'm not. That would be sinful. I'm going to do this out of stone bricks. It's not going to have birch and acacia in it like the other builds do. This build is a bit of an exception, and you know, it's because I felt like spicing up my block palette a bit, and I don't fancy mining a million birch trees just to build a tower out of them. Another resource I got a lot of was oak logs. I think I've destroyed an ecosystem at this point, because this tower is going to be trimmed out pretty much all the way up in stripped oak logs, and yeah, it's taken a lot, but you know, I mean, for vanity, I'd happily kill a few hundred forests. You know when you just look at something and it really isn't all that impressive, but you can see the vision of what it will become? That's what I'm feeling when I'm looking at the base of this tower. Right now it's not impressive at all, but I guarantee you once it's finished it will be. The builder in me is saying the tower is going to be too plain as it is, so I'm adding trapdoors to each one of these support pillars. This is really expensive. Trapdoors take a lot of wood, but hey ho, right? I mean, listen, if you're not willing to just take a risk and take a chance on something, are you really living life correctly? I have a lot of spare granite, so I'm going to use it as a scaffolding block for now. The tower doesn't have any stairs installed, and it won't have any stairs installed until the outside is finished. Also, I'm going to be using some deep slate for some more detail in this tower. Stone bricks are nice, but you really want to spice it up with some more contrast. I think having some dark stone in here is really going to make the tower pop. Well, would you look at that? Doesn't that just look lovely? A perfect circle built in a game made of blocks. There's just something about building circles in Minecraft that I absolutely love. I'm a big fan of it, and I'm quite good at it as well. I suppose that might be another reason I'm so fond of it. It's the small details that really matter, so I'm adding a trim of oak stairs under the deep slate roof. I complain about having to gather so many resources, but then I add needless details like this that just go through my supply. I'm not complaining though, because look at that, doesn't that just look amazing? I think so. I think it adds a layer of depth to the build that it wouldn't have been there otherwise. I've just filled the build out a little bit, added a little bit more oak underneath the roof, added some doors, some little arches. I think this is going to pull it together. I need to add some lights on this as well though. Because I've got this little awning, it's going to create a shadow, and mobs are going to be able to hide under here during the day, which I am slightly worried about, so I want to light this up at least appropriately so nothing can spawn under there. I think that's fine for now. I think this pretty much concludes the bottom layer at least. I should really go to bed, but I'm in a little bit of a flow state. I'm really engrossed in the building process. The ideas are coming to me rapidly, and I'm just enjoying placing blocks, so as stupid as it might be, I'm going to work through the night time. Not really that it matters, this isn't a hardcore world, I can die as much as I want. I haven't died once though, I will claim that. I'm so far in this playthrough, deathless. I changed my mind, I got shot at by a skeleton and got frightened, so I'm going to sleep. Bright and early, back to work, ain't no skeleton gonna stop this train from chugging along. These oak pillars go to an awkward height, just high enough that when I drop off I take a little bit of fall damage, so I'm really needing to get in line with my water bucket clutch. A thought has just crossed my mind. There are a lot of Minecraft players out there, particularly your oversaturated hardcore YouTubers, that would consider buildings like this just a starter base. Of course, I don't really consider this a starter base, I consider this a permanent base that I'm going to expand over time. I just think it's quite ridiculous that there is someone out there who would consider all of this just the beginning. I don't know, maybe that thought's kind of random and not relevant, but the mind tends to wander when building, especially my mind. I don't have any music on in the background or anything, I just build. Actually, that's a lie, I usually do have music on when building, just not this time. I guess I'm just really focused on the tower. Watch this, I'm about to prove to you how cool I am. How cool was that? Are you proud of me? Please be proud of me, you better be proud of me, I need your validation. It didn't occur to me till right now, but the higher this tower goes, the more deadly it's going to be to fall off of it. But, you know, I can be careful. My middle name is Careful. My full government name, in case you didn't know, is Cinder's Careful X. My full government address is Cautious Street 112. Cautious Street 112. You know what, whatever. The point is I'm a careful guy, alright? So I'm not gonna fall. Oh, I fell. So much for being careful. Oh well, I'd rather make a mistake than do nothing. There's a saying that goes like that, but I can't remember who said it. I sure hope it isn't somebody controversial. Time for the second deep slate section. This one's going to function more as a roof of which the main spire is going to jut out of. And yes, that does mean the section of tower that we've built right now is only the base. I did tell you, it's going to be big. How massive? We're only a third of the way done, and this is already a humongous build. I've gone through several stacks of stone just to get to this point. Luckily, from here on, the tower does thin out a bit, so it's not going to take nearly as much resources. I'm all about those details, though. You know I'm adding another trim. Icing on the cake completed. Let's take a look. I think that looks amazing. I changed the stairs to slabs. The stairs were a little bit too much, but I think slabs are better. They give it a little bit more detail without being overbearing on the eyes. There's going to be a ring of calcite before I add the roof, because calcite is going to be used in the tower a little bit higher up, so I want to have it throughout the tower as kind of a theme rather than having it only in one spot, so we're adding a little ring of it down here to help break up the palette. Give me a minute, I've become distracted with trying to hit this cow with a bow. I genuinely think I can shoot this thing and kill it from here, and I'd really like to prove my theory. I'm good with a bow, I promise, you just need to give me a minute. Is this gonna hit? Looks like it's gonna hit. No, of course it missed. We'll try again, and we'll keep trying until we get it. Oh god, I've made the lightning lord angry. That's not it. Whoa! Oh, I got it! Oh, that must have been divine intervention. Thank you, Zeus. He helped me kill that cow. That was his calling card, the lightning bolt. I don't know if I want help from Zeus though. If you know anything about Greek mythology, then you know Zeus isn't exactly a saint himself. Hey, on the bright side, doesn't the tower look good? Look at this zombie edge walking towards me as I try and admire my work. Who does he think he is? You're not cool, bro. I hope he burns before he reaches me. He's not going to burn before he reaches me. I'm gonna need to punch him to death. Yeah, that felt good. To Davy Jones' locker I curse ye. Anyway, back to oogling at my pride and joy. There it is. I love the tower. Even though technically it is not a tower yet. Well, there's only one way to fix that, and that is to build it up. What I'm working on now is actually the main spire of the tower. It's a lot thinner than the base, and that's just because this is where the main height of the tower is going to come from, and I don't really want the tower to be this thick all the way up. You can't even really tell that it's shrunk from down here. If you just stand here and look up at it, it just looks the same. Sort of. Maybe. Kinda. I think I'm coping a bit actually. You can definitely tell that it's gotten smaller, but not so much that it looks off-putting. I think it still looks fine. This granite staircase is getting dangerously tall. Alright folks, it's that time again, the time that comes in every build that I do, where madness begins to triumph reason, and now I'm gonna start detailing these little sections here in between the wooden beams with stone stairs and slabs. This is totally needless, this makes no difference, it probably won't even be noticeable from the ground, but I'm doing it anyway because I care about this build. That came off way more defensive than I imagined. I promise you it's not that deep. I'm just joking. You thought that was all the useless detail that I was going to add. Ha! No! We're also adding fence gates. Why? Sorry, I got a little bit excited about fence gates there. I didn't mean to shout at you. But yes, we're adding fence gates. They add a nice layer of detail and depth to the build. I think being up on this tower has made me a little bit crazy. I've fallen off and hit my head one too many times by the looks of things. We're about halfway done though, so it's not like I can complain too much. I've been making fast work on this tower. I've only spent I think maybe 3 or 4 hours building it in total. Granted, not all in the same day, this is split up over multiple recordings, but overall, building the tower hasn't taken too long. The thing that really sapped my time was actually gathering all the resources for this. I know I was mocking my details for being useless earlier, but I think they actually add a lot to this build. Even from the ground, they just add texture and depth, you know? Like, look at those stone stairs and slabs and the fence gates. If we go over here, I bet we'll get a better view, actually, from over the farms. Yes! Look at that! Look at the way the roofs kind of slope around the tower. Once this is finished, this is going to be absolutely magnificent, I promise you. I've added the final section of the main spire, and now we're going to take a look at it together. Same place as before, from behind the farm. I'm actually quite excited. This thing has taken a while, and it's been very, very resource heavy. Are you ready? I'm going to turn around. Look at that! Isn't that beautiful? Oh my god. Now I'm going to add the roof to it, so it's not actually as tall as I thought it was. You know what this is also strangely reminding me of? If you've ever played Fear and Hunger, it reminds me of the tower from the second game. Can't remember what it's called, the Tower of Endless it might be. But point being, this is a very cool structure. I did say this tower was going to have a viewing platform, and that's what's going to be at the top, so I'm actually going to require a few more resources to get this done. I like the idea. It was left as a suggestion, actually. I really like the idea of having a tower that I can come up and look over everything that I've built. Once the city expands and we put more builds in this world, it's truly going to become quite magical, I think. The viewing platform itself is going to be made of wood because I don't have enough deep slate to fill this entire area, so oak is going to have to do. Not that I mind though, I think it actually makes quite a nice contrast with the deep slate and stone bricks. I know it's not done, but even now I am so giddy with this build. Just being able to stand up here above everything and just look at it, oh I love it, it's such a good feeling. I bet I could water bucket clutch off this, by the way. I don't think I'm going to try, but I bet I could. Waking up in the morning has never felt so good. I get to come out of my door and see that every day. That is a sight and a half, by the way. See from down here where it just kind of dominates the skyline, especially from this angle where the roofs kind of slant away from it. This is amazing. This is one of my favourite builds I've ever done in a survival world. Ever. Remember how I mentioned calcite was a big part of this build earlier? Well, this is what I needed calcite for. I'm going to use it for the roof. I want it to look like marble, so I want it to look very regal, kind of rich. I could have used diorite. I do like diorite, but that's kind of poor man's calcite, isn't it? Like, I kind of want to show off and flex a bit. I think if I had access to the block, I would have used quartz, but even then, this is more of a marbly texture, so maybe not. This roof is also going to be a semi-sphere. I know I said I was good at building circles earlier, which is true, but spheres are a different story. That's a whole other ballpark and one I'm not used to playing in. I'm gonna do the thing, by the way. I know I said I thought I could do it, so I'm actually gonna put my pedal to the metal. Oh, easy! Too good. But I can do it again, getting off the house. Look, we'll do it on the grass. Easy! We're just too good. I don't have enough calcite to finish the roof, so I actually need to go mine more. I had a couple of stacks, so I thought I would have enough, but I guess I severely underestimated how much blocks it takes to build a semicircle. Or semi-sphere, I guess. Point being, I know where an amethyst geode is, so it's not too much hassle. There's one relatively close to my mine. It's just through this little cave here. I'll take you with me on the journey. I won't make any cuts. Come on. Look, the amethyst geode is right here. It's not too big a journey. It's just, you know, annoying. I thought I had all the resources, and I didn't. Calcite acquired. Let's get back to construction. I've gone and overestimated again. Gotten way more than I think I need. How embarrassing would it be to do 2 resource trips and still not have enough to finish the build? I don't want that happening to me, so I've gone and gotten way more than I think I'll need. The roof looks quite big from up here. I really hope that's not the case from the floor. The last thing I'd want is to get all this calcite only to hate the way it looks from the ground. I've also purposefully avoided looking at this from the ground because I want to see it together with you. I want to do a big reveal over at the farm, get a really nice view with the finished thing all in shot. So I've actually not seen what this looks like from the floor yet either. It'll be a surprise to both of us. The roof is now done, so we can take down this god-awful granite scaffolding. I know it's just temporary, but even so, it's been driving me nuts. The outside of the tower looks really imposing and threatening, but the inside is comically blank. It's just a big open space, doesn't even have a floor in it yet. I'll need to change that eventually, but right now I'm all builded out. Builded out? Is that? I'm worn out of building, point being. I've built so much of this today, I don't even want to touch another block. All I want to do is look at it, and look at it I will. Oh, I love it. I can see little bits of the roof. I can't wait to see the full thing. I think I get a good enough view from here to catch it all. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's like I said earlier. This is just the perfect view. Oh wow. I can't wait to get the inside done so I can actually go up and take a look from that viewing platform. But yes, that roof was amazing, by the way. It's not at all too big. In fact, I'd say it's actually very subtle, but very nice nonetheless. I'm sorry, I just can't stop obsessing over it. Every angle I see this thing from is just beautiful. It's absolutely majestic. So I went back to the village because I want more enchanted books. I need a break from build Fortune 3. Ayo! I'm definitely taking that one. I've taken a break from building because I'm all buildinged out. So I'm actually taking a break to do some other chores, and one of those chores is get some better librarian villagers, and as you can see, that is going very well. I'm not going to pass up on Fortune 3, man. I love Fortune 3. Ooh, that's good, but I can't afford it. Give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna go make some more money and I will be right back for this book. I can't pass up on sharpness 4, that is way too useful for just about everything. Okay, well, no, not everything. It's useful for killing the ender dragon and that's about it. But hey, look, sharpness 4 is sharpness 4. Okay, I'm rich now, make a deal with me. Yeah, thank you. One more purchase before we go, and that purchase is a saddle. You can probably imagine why I'm getting one of these, but safe to say, traveling between the village and my base is getting a little bit tiring. Even though it's only 200 blocks, you know, it's not a far distance, but you know, we could make that more efficient, we could make that more fun, is the main thing. And what better way to do that than to tame some horses? Look, the villagers even left some for me. They've politely tied them up outside, ripe for the taking. I want the grey one. Oh, he's fast! Give me on first try. No, he's gonna kick me off. Come on, I'm gonna keep trying, man. Get on with it. Man, this guy's as stubborn as a mule. He just does not want to be my friend at all, but hey, come on, man. Hey, there we go, we got him. Best friends forever. Alright, let's saddle this guy up and get out of here. Hopefully he can jump over fences, that's a pretty big must. Yes, he can, alright. So he can get into the village, right? That is important that he can get in. Yes, okay, good. Okay, to be honest, that's all I want. A horse that's decently fast and the one that can jump over walls. Oh my, what a sight that is coming into view over the hill. That is a vista right there. There you go, there's your word of the day, vista. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I need to leave the horse in the sheep pen for now because I don't have a stable for him. I just realised that. Getting the horse was kind of an out of the blue decision. Did it on a whim, so I don't actually have a stable built. I think I have the resources to build one though. If not, then, you know, the stable doesn't have to be anything fancy. At least not right now. I can just throw together a little box for him and I'll upgrade it later on. I'm going to put the stable out here by the animal farms. I think it makes sense to keep all the animals together. This is a little bit of a kind of up and down decision though, because doing this means I'm not going to have any space to put chicken pens in, which I do want chickens and pigs eventually, but you know, I'm not leaving myself any space here to do it, so I guess they'll just have to go elsewhere. But for now, this is where the horse is going to go. Maybe I can move him another time. This is the basic layout of the horse stable. It is small, yes, and I do feel a little bit bad about leaving my magnificent loyal steed in such a small enclosure, but I especially feel bad about leaving him in the sheep pen, so I'm sure from his perspective this is quite the upgrade. Acacia and birch, the combination I'm growing to love more and more each day. I actually think it's quite a nice colour palette. I just think my inability to use acacia was the reason I disliked it so much, but now that I'm introducing it into more of my builds, you know, I actually quite like the block. Okay, I'm wasting no time in putting this horse in the stable. I will be damned if I let him sleep a night with those filthy sheep. I don't know if I even fit in this stable, do I? Oh, okay, no, I don't. My head clips. You know what? That's fine. As long as the horse fits. It's his home, not mine. Doesn't really matter. Alright, it's time to do a path. I've been thinking about this ever since I got the horse, so like 10 minutes. I want to do a path between my base and the village. I once watched a Minecraft video ages ago about how to make your worlds feel interconnected, and the best tip I received in that video was add a big road that connects everything. So that's what we're going to start on now, a big road. Something simple like this will do the trick, just some path blocks spread out sporadically in the shape of a road. I don't want the andesite going all the way from here to the village. I think that would be a little bit too much. I want it to look like a wilderness road, a forest path, something that maybe travellers and traders would use. Boy, am I glad I have access to infinite diamond shovels though. You'd be surprised how much durability it takes to make a road this long and this wide. I will say there's a lot of finicky bits in this road, bits like this where I need to fill it in with dirt before I can actually make the road go across it, so that is taking a lot of my time as well. And resources, this is a lot of dirt, you know. It is taking a while, but this is also very therapeutic. You don't have to think about roading, you can just turn your brain off and right click every so often. It's really quite nice actually, I highly recommend it. The worst bits are by far these hilly sections. We're almost there though, there isn't too much of it left, just over this hill and then up the little slope over there and then we're finished. This is like a totally irrelevant piece of information, but it's just crossed my mind that this is the slowest paced Minecraft world I think I've ever done. It's been almost 100 days in this world and I haven't even made a nether portal, because I've just been so busy taking my time and actually having fun rather than racing through the game. So I just want to say that like that is a really magical feeling. I feel like I'm playing Minecraft for the first time again, and let me just tell you, that is one of the most magical feelings the world has to offer. There we go, the road is pretty much done. I just need to fatten this baby up and then we can move on to whatever we want to do next. Alright, the road is now officially done, and can I just say, when I'm running along this, I am feeling such a sense of pride. I can't wait to go grab my horse and ride it along the road. I don't have a name for the horse yet either, that is just occurring to me. Maybe I'll let you guys name it, just leave a suggestion in the comments, whatever one gets the most likes, or whatever one I like the most will be the name of the horse. I feel like a cowboy riding my horse along the open road. I can imagine there being wagons scattered along here, maybe traders, bandit camps, something like that. I just like, you know, still life to really bring the world to life. Small details. I've said it a million times and I'll say it a million more. The thing that will make your Minecraft world pop isn't the big massive mega structures, it's the small details. I promise you that is what will make you care about your world. Alright, that was a nice little break. It's time to actually get back to the task at hand and finish this tower. As it stands at the minute, I can't actually get to the top and get to the viewing platform, and that's annoying me. I really want to go up there and take a good little gander at my world, but I can't, so I need to do the interior, whether I like it or not. And I want it to be on record, actually, that I don't like interior. I hate every minute of this, but I'm doing it for you. I actually cut the cameras for a little bit there so I could go do some grinding. Nothing serious, just, you know, got an enchantment table set up. All the bookshelves are now in requirement as well. I've got them all finished. I actually ended up just buying a lot of them from the villagers. Librarians will sell you bookshelves for 9 emeralds a piece, which is nice, so I've got all of that ready. Now we just need to actually put it in the tower, which is easy to do. The enchantment table is actually going to be in the floor. I want the staircase to be in the middle. Well, not staircase, I'm going to do a ladder. I want the ladder to be in the middle, but I also want the enchantment table to be in the middle. So I'm going to put the enchantment table in the floor, and I'm going to add the ladder above it. So we get the best of both worlds. Alright, there we go. That is our setup complete. This should give us level 30. There's 16. Why? What? Why am I only getting level 16? I thought if you had 15 bookshelves or more and an efficient light level, you could get level 30. Why is this not working? Maybe they're just not placed correctly? Maybe if I move them around, kind of shimmy the positioning, it might fix it. Does it have to be like adjacent to the enchantment table, like there? So now I've got one on each floor. Yes! Actually that was the solution. So I actually need it to be like facing the enchantment tables. I guess I'll just need to put the ladders on the bookshelves then. Does that still work? No, of course, it has to be difficult. Of course it has to be difficult. Well, this isn't easy. This is the problem with putting your enchantment table in the ground, you see. You run into problems like this, where now you can't, oh no, well, actually, we can jump out. Jumping is always a solution. We've got legs. A little bit rudimentary, but you know what? That just might need to be the solution we go with. Next thing we got to handle is the ladder. Now, you're going to need to hear me out on this because I know this looks a little bit ridiculous at the minute, but I want to have the ladder on an elevated platform above the enchantment table, so I kind of want to put it on stilts, not stilts, but legs, you know, and the legs will function as stairs that will get you up to the top, like so. I think this looks quite good actually. It at least looks balanced out. It has legs on all 4 sides now, so it doesn't look like it's going to topple. I think this is good. Now all we need to do is add the beam in the middle, and then on that beam we can place ladders. This is the only time it's ever acceptable to nerd pile in Minecraft. Is that what it's called? Nerd piling? Or is it like nerd palling? I don't know. I've not heard that term used since like 2010's Minecraft. Hey, I'm back up at the top of the tower though. It's looking just as good up here as when I left it. I mean, obviously, no one else is in this world, nothing's gonna change up here. But, you know, this place is nice. I could add a little sky bedroom up here, make it the VIP suite. Might not be a great idea though, it would be very drafty up here. Okay, this is a bit of a dangerous game actually. How do I do this? Does this... Oh god, placing ladders while going down a ladder is surprisingly difficult. Not even trying to mention trying to strip these logs. Oh god! Oh, I'm just too good. I am just too good! I swear to god I'm the best Minecraft player that ever lived, and that is proof of it. I swear that wasn't even staged, that was just an accident, and it was a happy accident because I clutched that up and I looked cool. Alright, the ladder is now done, and I think this officially concludes the construction of the tower. This build took me absolutely ages, so I'm sorry if this video is a little bit longer than the other ones in terms of time it takes to come out, but I am very happy with the progress we've made today. This is just an amazing addition to the world. Give me a minute, I want to turn up my render distance, I want to see what I can see. Alright, render distance is now at max. I can see the village from this tower, that is insane. This is an amazing addition. Dude, I never thought like my computer could handle 64 what is that? Hold on. What is that? Why is there light over? That's not a lava pool. Is that... That's not even a natural spawning structure. What is that? Give me a minute, I need to go see what that is. That's actually really quite confused me. I was just about to do my outro on top of that tower when the thing over here caught my eye, but now I'm curious, so we need to check before we end off. I saw some torches over here, I think. It didn't look like lava or anything, but there was light. Yeah, look at that. That's like a perfect square. Like, someone has built something over here. But I don't know, I wasn't aware anyone else had... Oh my god, that is a giant statue of me. Wow, that is quite amazing, actually. Whoever did this is quite the builder. Really captured my likeness as well. I could see all my handsome features in the stonework. The longer I look at this thing, the more I'm impressed with the details. I mean, look, they've even got the fins on the side of my head. Like, this is an exact replica of my skin, even with the bow tie and everything. This is, like, ridiculously impressive. Do you reckon there's anything around the back? I mean, you know, I'm willing to explore this. It's quite cool. Oh, there's a sign. What does that say? Oh, thank you for 100 subscribers! Oh, that is sweet. Okay, yes, bit over. Thank you all so much for 100 subscribers. I'm the one who built the statue, obviously, but I just wanted a monument to say thank you and something to commemorate this moment. I just started YouTube for fun, to be honest with you. I didn't expect people to actually be interested in my content, but the fact that you guys not only watch, but also subscribe is just amazing to me, so really, thank you so much. Alright, without further ado, thank you all so much for watching, love you all, bye bye. Subscribe.